Hello and welcome. Now then, change of plan. Of course, I can't work out the course, and I've not got the money to actually do any like islands or anything to make the islands bigger. It can't work out with a 12-meter thing how to bypass those two. So what I would do is, especially with the Grainquid Pro, is I would literally shift it. As in like I'd make there be no room behind it and leave it so that it was like there was no field. It's also picking up a tiny bit of ploughing on the other side of the field, so it's going to go straight through all the equipment if we carry on like that. So I thought, well, do you know something? Let's just mulch it ourselves. Yeah, it's going to be a big job, but I've got the two cultivators, they're both set up, and I have chosen the farmers because they don't really, they can do this job, and they don't do, there's a lot of jobs they can't do, so I thought let's not take away from them that possibility of doing that. So what I'm going to do now is, obviously, I'm going to go into a time lapse. I'm going to do 2 or 3 sets of going around the edge, and then I'm going to grab the farmers, and they can take over with the cultivating. I'm not worried if we miss the odd bit of it. Mulching really is the very least. I'm just doing it just because we should do, and that's all. That the very, very slight bonus is really, in my eyes, not that important. Although it is a bonus, yeah. I mean, it isn't to be ignored. But what I mean is, I so many Let's Plays, this would be the one that I would. Miss if I had to, and same as rolling as well. I would. It's a tiny bonus, but yeah, it's worth it. I mean, I suppose I'm saving on worker wages as well. I've got the ×3 because, to be truthful, we need the tick-ups with buying that thing. I never thought of the consequences. I can't do any painting. I can't do anything at the minute. So I thought, yeah, let's get stuck in and let's get this now. I might. Not as I said that it matters, but yeah, I am actually at the edge. That's not bad. Right, anyway, yeah, time lapse. What is this white thing on the field? Fertilizer. Right, okay, so it's going to cause havoc, isn't it? I didn't realise that was there. Right, anyway, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Hello and welcome. Sometimes the answer to this problem is actually a little bit more obvious than you think. I'm going to do this myself. Yeah, I'm not going to time lapse it. I'm going to do myself as much as I possibly can. And I've got the cultivators setting off now. Sometimes it doesn't really matter if you do. I was going to say, I was sort of sweating it, and sometimes it's because you want it done perfectly. You really want to get every bonus, and you want to think, oh yeah, I've got to do this. But you can't always do that, and in this situation I've not got the money to paint behind that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the Grainquid Pro from the back of the field. That's what this couldn't work out. It couldn't get behind it. It couldn't work that out. You were telling it needed an island and it would not go round it. So yeah, which is weird because you can see on this course it actually can go around it, which is so I don't understand why. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to race around as best I possibly can, and I'm going to do as much as I possibly can with this, and I'm leaving the cultivators. What I'm going to do when I finish this though, oh no, actually no, I can actually crack on with the seeding. We have got some seeds. I can't remember how much seeds we've got though. That's the one thing I'm going to say, and I know I'm going to get the message about it, not my field, because I'm going to touch that slightly. Oh no, I didn't actually. Not as bad as I thought. Yeah, so I'm going to do the very best that I can. Am I going to time-lapse this? I will time-lapse me, but when this is finished, the cultivators are going to be on this for hours. I've got it on ×3 because this may well go into the night. It may well. But obviously we're going to get that little bit of a tick-up that if we didn't do it, I'm not sure we'd have the wages to do it. So this is literally, when the cultivators have done their bit and I've done this, I'm going to take over the seeding bit. But until that... yeah, otherwise we miss out on the... I mean, it is so very late in September, but I do believe we can actually do it in October anyway. So, yeah, we're just going to literally... Now, am I actually doing this right? Please look behind me and see. Yeah, no, we are. And we're missing bits, and you know, I'm not... yeah, this is one of those jobs that I normally miss, but I like to do it, and I'm doing it, but if I miss bits, am I going to be... is it the end of the world? It's more important that the cultivators cultivate than it is that I actually do this. I'm going to get most of the little tiny weeny bit of... yeah, mulching is probably one of those things, along with rolling. It's a 1.5 or 2%. Don't get me wrong, that's not awful. But I could, yeah, I'm losing the hit for not weeding, or losing the whip for the plus for like not fertilising. Now that I can't cope with, but this, yeah, I can. And especially at the beginning of a Let's Play. Not that we are at the beginning of the Let's Play, but yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the cultivators are doing the most important job right now. When they've done what we've done, when they've done what they've got to do, I think I'm going to do the spraying. All I'm really interested in doing now, because we've got all over the winter and the beginning of next year to get all the fertilising and liming done and all the rest of it. And that bag is, I so dragged that so far yesterday. Yeah, but it's a new day and a new, yeah, I think it was on the back of all of the hard work we've done on this. Yet again, this is a monster, and we're not really ready. We've done this field through grit and determination. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a tiny piece of equipment, and this is not a tiny, but the little cultivators we could really do with a team of 4 or 5 doing what we have done, and I can't afford it, even as reasonable as they are. And plus which, yeah, this year is more about soldiering on with what we've got. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, things will turn around. I was so close to actually what I was... Now then, have we got some sort of a problem? It does appear so. Oh, it looks like that one's trying to go around. Yeah, we may have to go around this. Typical. It's trying to go mount the edge of it, and then the other one's waiting for it. Right at the very beginning. Now, this surprises me, really. This beast actually struggling to go up here. Yeah, it really is a bit of a shock. Right, okay, let's when we get up there, we're going to stop, and we're going to literally... yeah, wow, look at that. Really? You're trying to go through it? I told you to go around. In what way, in what universe is that going around? Yeah, I knew it was going to cause issues, but I didn't realise it was going to cause quite such an issue, really. I mean, 8 miles an hour for this. I'm sure, isn't this a 500, or is it, oh, or am I only 300 horsepower? 2310, I'm not sure. Right, Steve. No, this is not Steve. This is not the person I class as Steve. Now that is not going round, boyo. Really isn't. What we'll do is, let's stick that down. We're going to manually go around the edge of this. Yeah, obviously you can see what they're trying to do. Now the other one's stopped behind me, I think. Yes. I know we don't. I'm just going to go around, and I'm going to start you cracking on the nearest. Right, let's crack on then. Nearest, go, and smashing. And we'll grab the other one, because he's enjoying just staring nonchalantly at that. I thought he'd actually gone. Oh, if it's my tractor I'm seeing, not theirs. Right, yeah, I'm going to paint this, but the fact that it is a field at the minute, this is what's causing the issues. Right, so... Yeah, if we do this in the same place, it'll go to its proper place. No, we don't want that at all. We want nearest, not last. Right, now that should, yeah. That's Steve, who I always think is a Steve. Yeah, you can see we really seriously need to do something. But with 4,739 and ticking down, well, it'll have to wait. It really will. This is us by grit and determination doing the farm this year and the farming this year. It is next year. I'm hoping. Well, I know we've looked at the amount, and I also realised in editing I looked at that. I'm going to show you quickly what I'm waffling on about. Yeah, in editing, I could not work this out. It does say 1,768,865 litres. The Q is in the L. I was thinking, in what way is there 1,768,865 pounds? And I realised the second I said that I'm on euros. So let's quickly change that over. Yeah, I wanted to have a bit of a chat. I was saying once actually what I was close to doing. I was so close to saying I'm not going to do this. I'm going to wait till next year, and we're going to like seed in March, and that would have been it is a solution. But I thought no, because that doesn't show my determination to crack on. We can still do the canola, but it's not all is not lost. Now, if we sort of do the rolling that we can do, or the mulching, should I say, because these are roller mulchers. Yeah, if we do all the mulching as we can do, which isn't going to take too long with this bit of a beast. Yeah, again, this is type of territory, actually, where this is classed as small, really. This is a big thing. Yeah, the other thing that threw it out, as you can see by that courseplay course, is the fact that I did the ploughing around the edge has totally thrown courseplay out for this course. Now, it's never affected it on any other course. I don't know why all of a sudden that's become important. But again, I need to paint. I need to get all that painting done now. That was only to do the first field. But again, because it's never affected anything up until this point, never really worried me. But anyway, let's just hope that the cultivators can cultivate. Now, it is amazing. A team even of 2. Look at that already. They are tazzing around the little tiny farmholes. As I've said so many times, it's about teamwork. It really is. It's really nothing about strength and power. When I first started to play the game, I always thought, yeah, go bigger, bigger, bigger. Harvester, start a harvest. Medium harvester, bigger harvester. Not really. You can, I mean, as I proved really on Attingham, as I said about on a few episodes ago. Yeah, on Attingham, I had a team of 3 of the smallest dominators that you can get in the game. Definitely starter harvesters, and we tackled that with tiny headers, and we did it. A team of 3 mastered that field. Again, I mean, this is the biggest challenge I've ever done, with a 5-meter header, with just little old me doing this on my own. Now that I class as a victory, one of my most hardcore things I've ever done. And even with the Westbridge Hills challenge that I did, I really do think that this is actually more hardcore than that. It really, I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been more hardcore if I'd done it in one session. So I realise, yeah, although I suppose in real life, had you had that to do, it's strange. But obviously when you know this as a game, it affects you. And also, you come home from work Friday night. I was hoping to last like 2 or 3 hours. The last session, though, now that was one of those monster sessions where I was like, I thought, yeah, no, I'll do it for an hour. And then, like, I thought, oh, I'm making quite some progress on this. Let's just crack on and do a bit more. And each little triangle I cut out, or each little square I cut out, and I thought, oh, I'm actually getting quite close to finishing this. And then I got to that last quarter of the field, and I thought, I'm going to do it. I am going to crack on. That was a 3-hour session, so I truly think that was a bit of a monster, and I'm quite proud of the fact that I do class this as probably one of my greatest victories. I love this Let's Play for the fact that really this has been a bit of groundbreaking for me, even though, as I said in the end of the last session, we've more than survived. Even though it looks terrible that we're on such a tiny amount, that's only because we've bought the Grain Quid Pro, and I mean, we've bought this tractor. We have spent a lot of money on equipment, even if it has been in the sales. The sales have been good to us as well. But I mean, we have also, yeah, as I did point out a few sessions ago, a lot of what we bought has been new. This was really the first major big tractor that we've actually bought. All the others, excuse me 1 minute. Apologies for that. Yeah, my wife trying to do me a favour. She didn't realise I was recording. So yeah, right, let's crack on. Whereabouts do we get to? I hate that when you get your flow, especially me. I'm terrible for forgetting things anyway at my age. Well, that makes it sound like you're really ancient, but yeah. I do still get those senior moments, and stress and all the rest of the pressures of life really do take their toll, and as does my job, as I've said many times. Yeah, it is the IT is one of those jobs where it's constantly, now please tell me you are going round this time. Please tell me that you're not stuck again. Seriously. Oh, I'm hoping that this is only a couple of... Got to guess now at where we... Yeah. Now, how on earth, though, is that we've got a... Yeah, I mean, there's an island on this. It's supposed to go around this. I don't understand why it's trying to go through it. And I've never known simple islands to actually be so be awful. It's usually really good. It's just like it's just seeing this as part of the field. Perhaps it's because I haven't got any... no, it's still got... It has. It's got bits around the edge of it. So I'm going to have to do it with the other one as well, aren't I? Hopefully, we might have a bit of clean-up to do. We may well. Yeah, here we are, trying to climb a mountain as well. No, Steve, you're not going to do it. Yeah, so I've got to paint this, but again, it's... Oh, I've had a little tiny bit more of a tick-up. Now, is this going to be... It's just guesswork really at that point. I'm really not sure it'll really will make its mind. It might go round again the second time and do exactly the same, but in which case I'm gonna have to move slightly to the right. Yeah, it is. I hate things like this. Yeah, anyway, yeah, is that doing anything more? No, I don't know. It's odd because the lines don't always follow exactly how you think they will. Yeah, so what's that? I was talking about how proud I am of this particular, what we've done on this one. It has really been monstrous, but yeah, it is weird that all of a sudden Coursebase is now reading that bit of a plough line down there as part of the field, and it hasn't with any other course. But yeah, it's not taking the Grainquid Pro properly. The silo in the middle, actually I'm not on one of those courses. No, even this, oh no, it has, it's got a slight hiccup on that, so it did read that, but yeah. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to record all of this. You've really, I mean, because all we're doing is mulching, and it is, obviously, this is a free thing. All it's going to cost me is fuel and my time, so there's nothing... No loss. Obviously the wages are going to tick both down and up. I think what we're going to do though is we are now going to stick that on ×1 my standard time, because we are running out of month to actually get this done. So I'm hoping that that amount will tide us through quite a bit of wages for the cultivators. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I used to do on Western Wales on monster fields like this when we were doing stone picking, because that was a really mind-numbing task that truthfully was not one of those that I nearly always stopped that, where I'd show you in the middle and at the end, and that you could see the wages had gone down, all that type of stuff. I think we're going to treat this one the same. I'm not going to record this all the time, so I shall cut back in a while, and yeah, you will see the wages will have gone down unless we've reached 4 o'clock, in which case they will go up slightly. But yeah, for now I'm going to say I'm going to see you in a little while. Thought I'd just switch the cameras on for a few minutes to show progress. This hasn't taken me very long to do at all, and I'm not bothered about leaving the odd little tiny bit like that where I've missed a thing. Yeah, more worried about getting most of the mulching done. Now they've got past the bit where they're now doing outside of the what should be the island. Yeah, so the cultivators will get... I might leave that. I was prepared, as I said, really to think, you know, we're going to crack on next year and we're going to do the seeding then. But you know, yeah, we are soldiering on, and I was saying once that I realised after I'd switched the cameras off, I am really proud of this. There's some sort of things where, I mean, I did most of the work on it, and that's really is, yeah, it was mostly me, and with a very tiny bit of that. To me is probably Yeah, when I consider Rombos, I always consider Rombos one of the toughest Let's Plays I've ever done. Rombos Mark 1, the original Let's Play with the monster fields, and they were truly monstrous fields. Used to take hours, but we did have big equipment, even though that was the case. We did have big plows, we did have big... we had a team of... yeah, the twin screw with the massive headers. I think we set for the 13.7s in the end. I think we did have the Durus at one time, and I knocked them down to 13.7, I think, because of the length of the pipe or something. It caused issues, but we had monster headers and a team of 2 or 3 harvesters each that I used to hit each field with. We had monster 70 tonners, 109 tonners to actually grab the stuff off the fields. This is just done by spit and determination with tiny equipment that really shouldn't be out on fields like this. So yeah, I really am. If I'm honest, I didn't really think about it at the time. I mean, I did think about, oh yeah, we're gonna tackle this with what we've got, and I was like wincing inwardly, thinking that is a hell of a lot of work. But I am, now I think about it after the fact, I am really pleased with having done that, because it is one of those moments where you as a content creator or as a player sort of think, well, I am really proud of the fact that I did that. Oh, I'm going to hit that a little. So I keep forgetting how wide this is. Yeah, well, it goes to show how close we are getting, though, really, the fact that, yeah, I'm not worried about the corners. I say I'm really more worried about roughly doing this. Yeah, and it's the hardest view, although I could be a little bit better, but they're mainly corner turns, and then I have missed the odd like half a metre width sometimes where you get your angles not quite right and you wander slightly. Yeah, it's right, let's tidy this up a bit. I would like to leave the cultivators where it does look a little bit tidier than this, but yeah, you can see they're making progress, but they were bumping into the thing on every single turn. I don't know what, I've never known Causeway to do that, because it's an object. It's usually fantastic, but maybe it is the painting. Maybe the painting has far more, as I found out on Stone Valley, like painting the edges of fields has far more. If you notice on maps, yeah, I've noticed it over the years, but didn't realise the significance of it. But it is important. It really is how the game looks about field edges. So the fact that I've got that ploughed line on the edges, we can see is confusing Courseplay, which is still using basic game mechanics to try and work things out. So the fact that I've done that, as we can see on the mini-map ahead, that little strip of 6 metres, it's trying to pull that in because it sees it as part of the field, because I've done it with a mechanic that it normally sees as part of the field. So, and the fact that I've got the same behind the Grainquid Pro, if I'd have painted behind that beforehand, again, we didn't have the money, so if I had have painted behind it and painted around it, it would see those as the natural borders of the field and wouldn't have given me quite the jip that it has done. So yes, it's I just wanted to sort of show you this. We're very close to finishing the mulching. I am going to leave the cultivators for hours, and what I'm going to do though is I'm going to run around. So yeah, if I miss the bit around the Grainquid Pro, because we can't afford it at the minute, I'm really not worried. I'm going to probably paint that, maybe even sow that with grass, but again, not going to worry about that now. The main thing is to get the canola, because we're against the clock. It's 3:20 or 3/4 of the way through the month of September. So yeah, we are close to the end of the month, so we really need to get this in, or else we risk lost crop. We would in real life anyway, but yes, I mean, yeah, I suppose no, the game always was. It's if you sow it late. Now I'm going to do this one, because this one is definitely way too big for me to ignore. But yeah, we'll have a quick look in a minute at the progress of the it's weird when you see them coming down. It looks like they're coming down the wrong way, but they're actually just doing that little bit of the little square bit. But when we have earned some of the big money that we know we're going to earn in the back end, I am going to literally do this field a little bit better. It's just this is just spit and determination that we're doing this with, really, at the minute, and with the very small equipment, apart from this tractor, of course, which you can hardly call this small, although it's not. Yeah, I do need to. I mean, it is struggling with these rollers on the up on that section. It really is not nice. It's very unpleasant. Right, I think we're nearly there. Yes, I'm going to quickly swap this in a minute for the seeder and I'm going to do that edge, but you can see there's bits that are missing that I'm going to need to again, I think what I probably will do this year is we're going to sow what we can, because we are running out of time. It's going to be a bit of a mess, but I'd sooner get this done than I would do what I was going to do, which is not do the field. Oh, we can actually also see the bits that are, oh, of course I'm mulching that bit of grass. Right, I think that's not far off. Yeah, apart from these, let's do that bit down there as well. It looks a little bit too broad of a thing. When you look across the field, there's only, I'm not worried about the corner swishers because the bonus is tiny on this, but yeah, I want to do this as properly as I possibly can, and that seems a little bit too big a strip to ignore, even though the cultivators will go over it nicely. But yeah, it's taking them a while to sort of go around. But yeah, they are. I don't know if they're on the ups and the downs. And I'm not going to worry even about, because this field is too big for me to worry about the corner swishers and things like that. It is going to be what it is in real life. Well, no, we are running out of time. Would be where a farmer would be sort of panicking about the crop going in the ground, and so therefore desperate times call for desperate measures. This is not, the run-of-the-mill bits where you would sort of be worried about this. This is more about us getting this in, or else we're missing the sowing window, and yeah, that could be disastrous. I mean, we've actually got contingencies in play that are obviously going to bring us a lot of money in, but the seeds of all of this year's labour that are going to come in at the back end. So yeah, it's not all doom and gloom, but right, let's do that bit there. And I think actually we really are about there. In fact, I suppose what we could do, obviously ignore the bit of the grain quid pro is, because that really is, yeah, if we have a look at this, is probably the best bit where it's going to say about the rolling, if we pick the right. Right, so then, yeah, seedbed. Wow, actually, yeah, that shows how far they've gone, and they are on the ups and the downs now. They've done better than I thought they had. Yeah, I'm going to leave them now for a while. Do I? No, I'm not. There's enough there for me to actually start to do that. Needs rolling. Is that on, not on this one here? No, it's that one there. You can see, yeah, mulched, sorry, what am I on about, needs rolling. Yeah, you can see from that, I've not done a bad job. But yeah, there's a few bits of green weed, and there's around the Grain Grid Pro, you can definitely see that, but they're only little tiny lines. So then, I really enjoy watching this fold. I really do. Oh, let's just roll over that though. Yeah. Fantastic bit of kit. Yeah, on this Let's Play, really, obviously we got this in this is probably absolutely fantastic for those little fields, but this monster fields, now I'm wondering how the cultivators are going to do around that middle island. Yeah, that's the bit that's worrying me, even though I put islands on because I haven't painted it. We might have to intervene a bit, otherwise I might find that they just wait for hours and I'll come back into the game. I'm not going to babysit them religiously, but I am going to keep my eye on it. Yeah, this is one of those tasks which would be mind-numbing for me to actually watch. Yeah, although I'm going to do my seeding that I can do, but I'm going to catch up with these after a couple of turns. Where, yeah, I mean, it's only going to take me 1 or 2 whizzes around the field to actually get that done. I'm going to have the strip on the outside, then I'll go on the inside, and I think I've got 2 turns. So, yeah. Who am I going to use? We don't need a big... the Deutz is the one I fancy using. Right, switch the engine off. Yeah, I'm not... This has had the least use of any. It is another, actually very similar horsepower to the... Oh, actually, we did buy 2, didn't we? We could have probably mulched just as quickly with that. Wow, fantastic. Yeah, this is a lovely 80 horsepower bit of kit as well. Right, I think, if I remember rightly, that it is. It's a very good steerer as well for such a little tractor. It really is. I'm really quite impressed with this. Right, so it's here, I believe. Yeah, we've got that. I'm not worried about... yeah, this is more about getting the seed in the ground, and we've got that there. Oh, now that's on the wrong side. Yeah, we're going to need to pull that a little. I do love this view. It is amazing, really. It really is as it should be. I'd say I really could cope with this, actually. No, it has got a very tiny single one of those, but it's no PTO, so Let's just pull this. Now this doesn't like being dropped whilst you're moving. You've got to stop to actually do this. Now it is lowered. Well, yeah, there isn't really a lower on this, is there? Really? Right, now then, let's look for the cedar. We should be able to get to it now. Please tell me I was right, and that it is this side that I was looking at. Yeah, I'm not sure if this will cope with the weight on this. How heavy is this? Oh, it is a little tractor. It is the same as the others. I'm sure this is the PTO side. I'm sure the spinners are on the other side. It's hard to see in the grass. Oh no, actually I can see the yellow on the other side. Yeah, I definitely can. Right, I forget you can't, as you really couldn't twiddle in real life all the way around, but yeah, it's I just think this is so amazing. Yeah. Now then, that's attached too close for my liking. Right then, so I want the PTO and the wires. I'm not quite in the right place. It's amazing how temperamental this is. Yeah, you've really got to be in the right place for it. It's a bit like when you're chopping trees and yeah, it's, oh no, is it, hang on a minute, is that, no, it is down, so it's nothing to do with that. Weird, it's really strange how, let's lift it, and we want canola, I believe. That's the only thing we can plant. And let's fill this up with those. I think we're going to need some more seeds. Have we got any? Oh yeah, there's another bag there. So now, can this cope with the weight, or do we need the little Zeta? Oh, okay. Please have plenty. Yeah, we might have to. Now, canola's another crop that actually isn't terrible for seed. Ooh, yeah, right. Okay. I think we need to. How are we going to do this? Are they lime? I believe. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the shop. I want to at least fill this. If we've got to run down a couple of times, we've got to run down a couple of times. Yeah, I'm glad actually I've brought this in, because obviously I thought we'd got enough seeds on the edge. It's amazing how your mind plays tricks on you sometimes, that you've got enough. Now then, do we? No, that's a put. No, we sold our seeds, didn't we? Or have we got any seeds on hand? That's a point. Yeah, we have been making them. I can't remember. Have we got any of our own seeds? Or did we sell them all? I have a feeling we sold them all. Yeah, because there's not actually any showing unless my eyes are playing tricks. No, there isn't. So that means then we also, because that would show you seeds if you'd got some at the shop. It doesn't really differentiate between the different things. Or yeah, we don't really know if this is going to cope with this until we fill this up. Yeah, all I'm trying to achieve this monster session is literally, yeah, even though this is amazing, and it's still a monster feel. Although I've got to be honest, if this was with a little tiny 5 meter starting cedar, the John Deere or the Case, this would be a difference. Yeah, this bit would be mind numbing. It really would. Right, seeds. Do we buy? Well, to be honest, it's going to take 1.5k offers straight away. So, that is big bags. Yeah, 700. Sorry, I was forgetting how reasonable these seeds are. Yeah, super duper, and for 1.5 tons. So fantastic. Yeah, got plenty of lime. We've got lime coming out of our ears. Yeah, plenty of lime. Yeah, it's weird with that. I on Silver Run, I thought I'd done something wrong, but it comes showing those logs now, which is most weird. Yeah, I might, no, because I can't use a worker with this. This is me, and me. It really is. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out for a minute. Yeah, I'm not going to, or for a while, I'm going to do the seeding, and I'll probably bring you much later when the cultivators are finished the cultivating and I've done my seeding. Because, yeah, and obviously, if I have to buy another bag of seed, I will start the cameras again. I'm not literally going to, I think I will if I'm honest. Canola's good, but I don't think it's that good. Yeah, we've got another, probably about 700 litres, 600 litres left in that bag, so it's quite a bit, but that's a big field, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I don't need another one to actually crack on with that. Are they both? Let's have a look on the, well, we've got a while. So how are they doing? Yeah, oh wow, they're making good progress. I don't know about me catching up with them. At this rate, they're going to be finished before I get started. Right, anyway, yes, I'm going to bring you back in a while. Oh, now then, let's slow this down. I want this to be 10 miles an hour. As I said, I want to do this properly. Right, yeah, so I shall bring you in a little while. See you shortly. Wasn't sure if this was going to happen, but it has. Yeah, it was catching up nicely, but yeah, now they have bumped into this. So yeah, the island's not even working with this, which is a bit bad, but they look like they bumped into each other, which really they shouldn't do. Not technically. Ooh. Now then, what are you? Why are you? I always forget the farm all takes quite a while to. Right, so if we about here, and which way were you going? Were you going up? I would say so. Yeah, I think we need to pull backwards a little bit. Yeah, at least we're past this now. Yeah, we are on the... I think I'm soon going to be finished because I can't really do much more until they've actually finished there. So we'll just manually quickly do this on camera, get this strip done, and then set it down. Yeah, I've missed that entire strip because it would have been bumping into the thing. And I know it is there, but again, it's better to have planted 3/4 or 85% of your field and miss a couple of strips than it is not to do anything. It's just, yeah, I mean, I was ready to abandon ship really, whereas really this, yeah, I can, right, so I'd say it's here. Let's have a look. Am I right? I am indeed. Fantastic. Let's leave those doing. Yeah, I'm in fact, yeah, it's easier if I show you. I've got that far, and you can see how far they've got. Another 2 or 3 little journeys up and down, and I'm going to caught them up. So yeah, this is the strip I'm on about that I've missed, and I'm not going to keep, because this is the one where they're going to bump into that. I know it's not nice, but as I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. They really do. Right, let's set this going. Yeah, I've got it set to 10-11 miles an hour. So right, let's look for the. Yeah, you can see the shiny bit in the rows where I've sort of done it. So yeah, it won't take me very long. In fact, I'll leave the cameras on. Yeah, I really will. Yeah, so it's not as I'd like it, and the corner swishes are missing. I wouldn't normally do this, but as I said, this really is one of those times where, and I was thinking, it is one thing, people talk about realism, but perfect farming in the real world doesn't really exist. Farmers do have this kind of problem, and I've never seen any other content creator bring that in. Whereas we're playing against real pressures and actually bringing that fact in that this type of thing really does happen. So I am quite happy that I am playing realistically, and I really am, in so much as sometimes you do just run out of time. I know technically we could do tomorrow, but again, it's using the equipment we've got, and also it is simulating that realism that really does exist, where this type of thing really does happen and a farmer is running out of time. And the weather could turn terrible, or we can't quite simulate it perfectly. I think I mentioned a situation earlier about, obviously Giants have done an awful fantastic job of dirt, but it was like I try to simulate like cleaning things. If I've used manure I'll wash it down and simulate. But sometimes I forget. And I was saying on Ohio Richlands that in real life you would never do that, because you would have the visual thing where you would see there was manure in that thing and you would go and wash it down. Unfortunately, in the game, as good as the mechanics are, you can't simulate that. When I wash a thing, or even if I don't, and I just lug a couple of things of manure, you're still not going to see manure in that thing. And obviously, yeah, and like bits of muck to stick into the side where you'd realise it was manure. You'd never ever put food, cow food, into a manure laden thing. Nobody's going to do that. But obviously in this game you can do that quite easily, because the game mechanics, as they are, as good as they are, and they are good, I'm not, this is me not having a go, I'm explaining, not complaining. Yeah, as Mississippi would say, I do like that. Yeah, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, as that's not Giant Software, giants. Yeah, oh, wow, we are catching up. But yes, it is true. We're just trying to simulate the reality of this. Yeah, I'll stop in a few minutes, let them finish it. They're actually covering this field far quicker with, again, it's, I suppose it's that thing, it's 10 meters that they do with each single pass. And if this was a standard seeder, I'd still be on the outer two edges. It's one thing I do like about this. I do really like this seeder. And also with simulating, yeah, for those who are like, oh, but you couldn't use it. Yes, you could. It is true, and that's why I'm simulating 10 miles per hour, because you could whiz over this field at like top speed, but your seeds would never take you. There is a proper speed, and you can still use casters. Casters was the original farmers in a satchel. They would cast their seed out. You can still do it to this day, but yeah, to simulate reality, you wouldn't do this at like 30 miles an hour across the field. You would have to go slowly so that the seed penetration is at the right ratio for the ground and all the rest of it. So yeah, this is real. I mean, we are doing this properly 100%, and these type of things do exist. So I'm not stretching things at all. I'm really not. Wow, we've matched. Yeah, right, wow, we really are catching up. Yeah, but they are doing well. Yeah, look at the stop sign on the field. Although it is a long way, it seems like it's just, yeah, marginally away, but it's, yeah, quite well. We should get another tick up in 9 minutes real time. But yeah, we'll do this. I'm going to catch up with them, and then I'm going to stop the recording for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm going to soften all this and all of that type of stuff. I will. But it will be in the back end when we've actually got a bit of money and we're going to do this properly. I say I'm going to keep this in here though. It is literally just for storing crop. Oh, that is a point. That is a point. Are you what? That isn't that amazing? Yeah, it is true. I had not thought of that. We've got 300 and odd tons of stuff, and I believe we were contemplating that we would. We might have to leave the sorghum in here. Yeah, because at the minute we either that or we're running out of time, and it will. If we go through till tomorrow morning, then we are literally. This is going to be first growth stage, and I'm not. Again, I know you can go on the fields first growth stage, but if we're trying to simulate realism, no farmer is going to in the first growth stage, because it's still growing. You destroy it, even if the game mechanics will allow me to do that. So it may be. Now the straw at the Grain Quid Pro. Now can we? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. What the most important thing was to plant the canola, and it is. Yeah, if we've got the stuff stuck in here, we've got it stuck in here. Do we do it? Would you really? Is that what anybody would say? Truthfully, I'm not so sure that anybody's going to give in without a fight. Yeah, it's true. It may well be that we have to use the 48 tonner on the lorry to just run things, and we could run them up to the Grain Quid Pro, but that's not a big massive run really, and that's doable. We could then send that from that to the Lort. Yes, it's going to literally put an awful. Well, I don't know. It is a lot. It is, but it's, in the grand scheme of things, the storage in the Lorts is more than capable of coping with that amount. So yeah, we could easily do that, and that's not beyond the realms of probability. So I think we will probably do that. Straw, likewise, is that really important? We've got an awful lot of digestate that would tide us over. We could, I mean, you would like to, you would really, but that's not as important as the grain, which is our absolute livelihood, really. The straw is a byproduct that, of course, we make good use of. But again, it's the running out of time element. We are running out of time. Now, I remember, actually, I hadn't done this. Yeah, I went away from the Grain Quid Pro. So let's quickly do this bit here that I missed. Or did I? Did I miss this? I think I did. I did, yeah. Absolutely did. Right, let's get this done. And then we'll, yeah, they'll have actually done a bit more. Yeah, I'm not worried about where the Grain Quid Pro is. This square on this side, in fact, pretty much from about here, this is going to be grass. I'm going to grass this off so that Courseplay knows not to use this as a field. Yeah, so about to there, really. It's about where I'm going to do it. Yeah, I have done this, I think. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I did all the rest. It was just, oh no, I've got to do this bit down here as well. Yeah. Ooh, that's not been done either. Yeah, this bit here, this needs doing. Oh, I've done this bit. No, it's not going to waste seeds though. So, ooh, wow. Yeah, I've got to give it its due. I think canola's probably better than sorghum. Whereas sorghum, on Calmsden, when I used to plant, when I planted a sorghum contract on one of the largest fields on the map, sorghum was almost, it ticked down so very slightly that in all honesty it hardly used any seed. I remember I took lots of seed because obviously other seeding contracts had taken so much. I mean, sugar beet, I did a sugar beet contract in the next field that absolutely, as sugar beet does, caned the seed to the extent that we were literally reams and reams of seed. Now I think we started, let's have a look. No, we didn't. It's right down this very leg. So we just need to do this to the corner, and that's where we started. And then it's just finishing off, and those two are darting ahead. I think while we're down this end, though, we'll go and grab the rest of the seed. I think we'll come finish it. This canola is amazing on seed, actually. Yeah, well below 5. Yeah, we've gone below 5. Yeah, well, actually, we're going to get a tick up in 5 minutes. 4 minutes, actually, looking at that. It's just ticked up a minute. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. As I said, yeah, it is, again, it is trying. It is amazing how sometimes the fact that this is a game plays with your head, but it is true in real life. There is an awful lot of things that farmers do, and there's a lot of thing there, isn't there? That are realistic, and I mean, obviously the game. Well, actually, we can simulate animal deaths, which is something I am going to start to bring in. I want to play under as many realistic sort of components as possible. Even I'm contemplating removing the, well, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test on a couple of Let's Plays, removing the oh, now we don't know, that's the zip. Now we're still speeding very slowly. I'm wondering why it's taking me forever to get to the shop. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the repair, because obviously we haven't got any repair costs on this, and it was this that made me realise, although most of our tractors are, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're 1,000, but on Hub Aileron, when I was on original settings, it could cost you 3,000 repair costs in the day. It was just, you would sometimes exceed the amount that you're earning. Now, it looks to me very much like the Giants have, but I'd need to test this on a more expensive piece of kit. Most of these tractors are in the sales, and it's worked out, I think, on value, in which case it's not going to cost us too much, really, to do this in comparison to it would if we bought a Scorpion King. Now, I do know even in the base game that I remember Mr. CDP complaining once because it had cost it, I think it was 68,000 or something, or it was a tremendous amount of money that he had for repair costs. I mean, it had earned him millions. Oh wow, that actually had more in than I thought. Yeah, it had earned him millions. He did sort of say that, but it does, you know, when you look at 68,000 for repair costs. So it always has been bad when you're talking about expensive equipment. So yeah, it would be, I want to see if I can cope with proper costs. I've always had the repair and paint settings on ever since it was created, the same as Sleep Anywhere. They are like really bread and butter sort of mods that I always have on, because I hark back to those original days when the It really was thousands a day. It used to terrify me. Of all of the things that Giants did on FS, from the change from FS19 to FS22, that was the one that horrified me, the one that really bowled me over for a long time. Now we could do a thing of grass down there, and then that would go away. I never thought of that. Is that not amazing? You often don't think of these. Right, let's have a look. I think I can see where we got to. I think. Yeah, just ahead. You can see when you're a lot closer, but yeah, here we go. Here we go. Right now, then we need to, yeah, 10, 11 miles an hour. That will do nicely. Wow. Well, yeah, this is fantastic. I know it's messy. I do. This is not how I would normally do a field and would normally insist on almost perfection, but that's what I'm saying. This is, we haven't got time to faff around. I mean, we have got narrows on the Zeta. Yeah, so the Zeta can both fertilise and lime as it did last time. Or we could not. Yeah, we could actually get that done this month. There's an awful lot we could do. I could actually set a. Well, we should see what the tickle is, because yeah, to be honest, we'll not be working much later than this. The light is beginning to fade, which it would be doing at 4 o'clock in September. Yeah, beginning to do that. Wow, 7690. Right, yeah, that's not bad. I think we'll. Yeah, we've got fertiliser and lime all over the field and all sorts. That bag over there, yeah, we'll get the bit of cleanup. We've definitely got enough lime to do this, and of course it's not the very first time we've limed it, so it shouldn't absolutely cane it this time. Fertiliser, I can't remember with canola whether it's what its requirements are, whether it's at one of those. Yeah, let's do this bit here, because I don't think I did this. Let's have a look. No, I didn't. Yeah, we'll get this section done and we'll go up the top of the field, because this has been done already as part of the headland set, and then I'll yeah, by the time we've done this, hopefully we might actually get this done. Oh, wow, well, it is close actually. I think I'm not far off. Yeah, I think actually that's not bad at all. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And there's actually quite a bit of the other side of the field that I can still do, so yeah, the other thing is, I'm going to say, if we're working to such a tight deadline where we're not wanting these canola to grow in first growth stage, that means we've got to stick on this month, and we can't. So we've got to lug the sorghum and the straw. If we're going to do that, oh wow, I think that's on its last line. Amazing. I think it is. Oh, fantastic. I'll be careful. He's going to... Yeah, we can go after him, but that is amazing. Yeah, I'm watching for that. Yeah, and this is bit. I did do this bit. You can see where I actually started to do this here. So, wow. Now then, be careful. Oh, no, it'll only do up to the bit there where... And that other one's going to cultivate that in a minute. Well, in a few minutes. Now then, let's go down here now. Oh wow, the light is fading. That is really getting quite dark. Yeah, I'm not sure about... some of these tracks have got very poor lights. I think the rock... I've done it again. I noticed the other day, I called it the torpedo. The second I stopped concentrating on what its name is, I called it the rocket again. Terrible. Don't know where that stemmed from, but yeah, you know what I mean. It'll have to be its nickname, because yeah, I'm seemingly incapable of learning that it's the torpedo, except when I actually think about it. Yeah, so I think we are going to be working through the night a little bit, or into the nights, definitely, because to say there's lots of lugging. Now the bad thing is the 1313 pack is that's a weakness, is its lights aren't terribly good, but we can bring... Oh, okay. Why are you blocked by an object? Oh, you ran into that. No, you have actually stopped. Brilliant. Actually, we'll leave it there. That's pretty much going to do that. I'm happy with how far they've done. and we'll just finish off this on camera. Yeah, and then say next, I'm not going to speed time up or anything. We are literally going to get the liming and the fertilizing, and we'll probably get the brilliant. Yeah, we'll get the Zeta, which is already equipped for that, to get that started. We'll grab that and we'll literally get that started next session. But yeah, I just want, as I said, really, I just want to get the seed in the ground. So yeah, it looks like it's missed that patch there. So yeah, I think we will grab it. I don't really want to leave that. So what we'll do is we'll set. In fact, actually, what we could do is, oh no, we can't. We can't set a worker going with this. It's the only downside to it. It really is. It's yeah, we'll grab that in a minute though. We will sort that out. How are we doing? Yeah, couple, maybe. Yeah, and I'm missing a bit on the left hand side, which we'll cover that in a minute. Yeah, so yeah, I'm pleased with the progress on this. As I said, we have definitely more than survived. I mean, we can see that we've got 750,000 of stuff now, and that's without me doing any sorghum moving and all that type of stuff. That's not including any sorghum at all. But obviously, you wouldn't you? You'd stick the sorghum in, you'd do your best. And of course, even the straw as well is one of our big money earners. So yeah, found a couple of absolutely fantastic mods, ones that I've had forever, and it is all to do with the greenhouses mod, the one that we get the lime set from. And for months I've had that mod, and one of its sheds sitting in my mods, not realised it just looks an innocuous little innocent looking thing, and it is an absolute beast with super duper like abilities. Yeah, it's fantastic, believable, but fantastic cycles, believable concepts that I'm quite pleased with. I've got it on Ohio Richlands, and I've got to be honest, I think a bit like the Omatana and the Disturbed Simulations BGA probably will be one of those we will feature a lot. We can make our own herbicide with it. You could sell it, but I always have that stipulation where I don't like to sell things that we haven't produced, and you can't produce road salt. So I don't know whether I'll let that slide or not. I'm not sure, or whether we'll just go self-sufficient. The trouble is, I say on Ohio Richlands we've got about 28 tons of herbicide that we did from the 5 tons of salt and all of the water. It's a very, very simple but fantastic recipe. Yeah, salt and water basically produces well, I think it's a straight swap. Mainly water. I think it's 500 salt, 1,000 water, which obviously on most things is free, which produces 1.5, I think, or 1,000 litres of herbicide. So it really is a doddle. You can just buy the salt, and I've got to be honest, it's the most earth-shattering mod I've found in a long time, and it was there all along. Just, yeah, one of those production pack or something, and it was not one of those that ever, it just looked like a little shed to me, and that's what threw me out. Yeah, because it isn't just a little shed, it's an absolute, and that's the other thing about it, it's small, really small. I just can't get over how fantastic it is. It takes up no room, it's got super duper patents. It has amazing cycles, but not like the seed one where you can get 700 and something seeds from one. You know, it's not one of those type. Right, let's just quickly finish this off, get this little tiny strip done here. I'm not doing that one, the other one though, that one I'll have to go, but I would like to get this strip here so that we've only got that band all the way around the fields. I don't want to be leaving any other little bands. We'll just get this done and on camera, and then you can see where we got to. And then next session, yeah, so we'll get liming and fertilising done, because we should be able to leave that this time for the worker to actually do, because yeah, we've limed already, so the lime should go a fair old distance. It won't be just around the corner like it was last time when we'll run out. It should be quite yeah, fairly decent to get a third the way through the field, and then obviously fill the lime up. And while that's doing that, we can get the lorry and grab mainly the sorghum and stick that up to the Grainquid Pro. Couldn't think of its name. I was thinking of the all-in-one production then, but by the law. But no, yeah, the Grainquid Pro. Take that up to, and also the straw, and again shift that to the Omatana as well, right? Remember, now actually, as we know, you can't cultivate, even though you technically can. It doesn't actually do well. It didn't when I tested this on which Let's Play was it? It was this one. Of course, it was. It was on one of the original small fields where we cultivated a massive patch and then reseeded it, and it still grew the weeds, even though we'd actually oversowed it, and it just wouldn't do it, even though we cultivated. So it is. That's rather a strange one, really. Technically, I would have thought if you, although would you? Is it? I would imagine when you think about how difficult it is with seeds, that actually it probably would be almost impossible to get the seeds out of the ground. Excuse me. So perhaps that is probably ultimate realism. Yeah, you couldn't, could you? You couldn't just, cultivate a patch out and. Right, let's just get that a little bit there, and then there's 2 little blobs down there. The other thing is now we've gone to a 5 metre thing. I haven't seen any little tiny blobs other than these where I've missed things. So yeah, on like turnaround space where you can see all this here. We'll just quickly do this while we've got the cultivator here. And I may as well do these corner swishes, but I'm not doing this all over the field. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, let's get that little bit. And that little bit. Let's fold that away, and we'll run this up here, and then we're going to send this down there, and we're going to do that last little bit, and we'll have a look at our, yeah, so it is 10 past 4, well, which would be pretty much probably about the 27th, 28th of September, if you were going to think of that in days. Right, let's send that. Yeah, so you can see the bit we've got to do, and there's that patch, which that is the missing patch. Not bothered about the corner where that is. I'm going to do that with grass at some point. I probably, oh no, I don't really want to paint grass. It costs a fortune. Right, anyway, let's concentrate. Let's set that over into the farmyard, which we will start to use. That is what the one thing I really do want to do over the winter. That's the sheds and that type of thing. Right, let's get this last little bit sown, and I believe we're running past. Yeah, we are. Let's get this done. Last bit of the session. And we did indeed. We lasted with loads of seeds, 603-ish that we're going to have left. It is amazing, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I think this is better than sorghum. But sorghum, I'm sure, was better than canola. Again, things change. Yeah, the literage. I mean, the one thing I noticed going between FS19 and FS22 was the humongous difference in sugar beets. I remember having Littlefield 5, I think it was, on Lone Oak, and I got 500,000 litres, 500 tonnes of sugar beets off that one field, and then I had a very similar size field on. I keep forgetting the name of the American map. Elm Creek, yes, and very similar on it. Right, let's have a look. Let's make sure I've not missed any. Yeah, apart from little tiny bits around the. There's a bit on the left-hand side, just up here. Yeah, I can actually see it. Let's get this. Let's be thorough on what we've done. It should be this patch here, and then we should pretty much, apart from the bits, that banding that we've said we're going to miss. Let's have a look. Yay, brilliant. They say the rest are little corner swishes and things like that. So there we go. We have canolaed our field. Next session is going to be again. Yeah, there's a lot of work involved, but then, yeah, to the victor goes the spoils. I mean, we have worked exceptionally hard on this, and it has been a backbreaker. I've got to be honest. This is, yeah, as I said, really, this is tougher than Rhombos, because this is a Rhombos size field, but with not Rhombos type equipment. That's what he ran into. Fantastic. And we may as well do the same to the farm wall. Venus is parked right next to it. It does seem rather a strain. Yeah, rather. Yeah, I'm chuffed with the windrow. I mean, we've extended that as well. That cost us quite a bit. But that is another session over. Yeah, 7,500 in the bank. But then obviously an awful lot of potential income, which is going to be brought in. Yeah, 750,000. So we're sitting on a fortune, really. Let's be honest, we are. Yeah, and that is where I'm going to leave it. Yeah, as always, I do love to hear from yourselves. I am thoroughly enjoying this. I really am. It is unique. It's nice to have this setting on in Avon Valley. It really is in Britain. It really is. No Man's Land and all the others. I think were always yeah. The other one, Green Fields Estates. Yeah, that one, that was also set in Britain, and I would have liked to have done that, but it was just that I set the bar. I thought I can do better than that, but you'd already set the rules for the Let's Play, so I thought, oh, well, let's just let that as a mini. It is a nice map, though. I did like it, albeit a little bit flat. That's what, again, a bit more character. This is much more English, with it being having such undulations. So I do love it. It really is not. And again, I'm not having a go. I actually enjoyed the flatness because you could put productions down and everything. But probably, I would guess a first map, because obviously I know map makers usually make it easy for themselves without all of it. But you can see Missy B and no, I was going to say Zoltan, but no, it's definitely not. It's not the right. Right, no, I should look again and get the name. It's on YouTube. I've actually put it on the sort of thing, the name of the mod. But obviously Missy B, I know, because yeah, use mods all the time and all the rest of it. She's a massive modder. So anyway, I'm waffling because I'm tired. Yeah, so I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching, and truly do hope that you stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.